everyone, and welcome to our little Friday chat. It's nice to be back again, isn't it?
Yeah, good the last one, wasn't it?
It was lots of fun. Well, we've had another really quite full-on week, but the first thing I'd really love to hear about, I've been itching to find out more information, is about your time at Goodwood.
Yeah, it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. So I've been to members meet before. I go most years. I've been to Festival of Speed before. Not been to Revival, I don't think. And I weren't sure whether 3 days would be too much.
Yeah.
I did Saturday and did Sunday. It was incredible. Way better than I thought it was going to be. Just how they turn the whole place vintage is superb. You know, and I'm not someone who dresses up, but I kind of felt, I was smart, but I kind of felt like I was a bit out of place by not dressing up.
You did wear a cravat though, didn't you?
First time ever. Ever. So I wore a tie on the Saturday. Apparently I was told that you can't get into places without wearing something around your neck.
Oh.
So
it's serious then?
Well, so what happened is I had a black shirt for the next day and I thought, I can't wear a tie with a black shirt. I'm going to have to think of something else. So I bought a cravat.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know what a cravat is.
It's a silky scarf.
And it's not kind of like down, it kind of like, there's a little like ball here, like a little, ooh, it's very posh.
I YouTubed it that night to find out how to tie it on.
Well, I saw the picture, it looked good, it looked like you did a good job.
So next week's show, how to tie a cravat with Craig.
Yeah. But no, it's really good. Yeah, it's superb. So Saturday, I'm glad I was there for the Saturday because I could see everything and the weather was pretty good. Sunday was a bit of a washout in the morning. We were sort of stuck in tents because it was too wet. But by the afternoon, it got sunny. It was really nice.
But you were in the VIP sections, weren't you?
Yeah, and as well, I got to go in the pits so we'd sort of done everything, and then I was kind of ready to go, and then it got to the last race, and somehow we managed to get ourselves sort of through and into the pits. So above, it was incredible. I'm so glad I stayed for that because the experience was unreal.
So what were you watching in the pits? I know it was the last race, but what was it?
I don't know. I can't remember what. So it was the main race. It was the AC Cobras. They've all got a name. Nick behind the camera. Do you know what it was?
It's got an actual name, but I can't remember what it's called.
But it was the AC Cobras, and it was the big boys out there doing it, and it was really good.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. So loud.
Really?
Yeah, so loud. I think you're like. So I messaged you, didn't I, when I was there? You should absolutely come next year. We'll just try and do it.
I would absolutely love to, but then I think if we did go, we'd all have to dress up seriously, guys. I'll find a way to kit you out.
Do you know, you can wear a suit and that's fine, but then there's a guy riding around in an old-fashioned police outfit with a top hat.
Yeah.
He's riding an old vintage bike, and then there was some tennis players, some little kids in sort of Sea Scouts outfits, and none of it looked odd. I looked odd by not dressing up.
Did you feel a bit awkward that you weren't dressed up? People are looking at me because I've not.
No, you just get into the vibe, and I was sort of sitting there thinking, because most people that don't want to dress up wear overalls.
Yeah.
So I thought, should I go and get some overalls for the next day? But then, because so many people wear overalls, I thought, I don't want to look like everybody else. But yeah, you do get carried away and excited. And like I say, I'm not someone who would ordinarily dress up, but I totally would next year, definitely.
And we had a little chat before, and you said there was literally nothing modern there at all. The only thing modern you saw was like one bag of Haribo or something.
Exactly. You walked past a pharmacy, and that was modern, obviously, because it has to be. And then there was one of the shops or the concessions was selling a bag of Haribo, and I thought, it's Haribo. But you go to the fair, so Saturday night you go over the bridge and as you're sort of on your way out, and that's where all the food is in the fair. I mean, I don't know where on earth they get the fun fair from, but everything about the fun fair was 1940s, 1950s, absolutely everything.
Do you reckon JB Carter maybe does some of the...
There. Yeah, he was there. He was painting at the time, so I wanted to go and say hello to him.
Yeah.
But he was busy painting. But his stand was huge, and it had some loads of stuff there. And I'd imagine he's something to do with the fairground as well, because there were all those sort of vehicles. But I got to see quite a lot of people that we knew, and quite a few people that knew us as well. So yeah, that was a really good weekend.
So would you say the highlight of it was you being able to be in the pits with the race, or was that not your highlight? What was the highlight of the weekend?
Yeah, I think the pits were. There was a guy that recognised me with my bridge jacket on. That was a highlight.
That's that guy who works with Molly.
No, did you say you were like someone went, oh, I think that's Craig from
you kind of hear it a couple of times. I was branded up, and you kind of heard, or a couple of people did some double takes, which is really strange because you see Bridge Classic Cars, or I see Bridge Classic Cars as a restoration company in Suffolk. You kind of don't think people all around the country know, but you kind of get a few people go, oh, it's Bridge Classic Cars, and then Simon, he was behind me in the queue, and he was talking to his wife, and he said, I buy competition tickets all the time for yours, and then we started talking about the Austin 7, and then I sat and had a coffee with him. So yeah, but no, the highlight I would say was probably going above the pits during the race. That was superb.
Amazing. So from one weekend to another, because we, me, Rob and Nick, are actually off to Bewley this Saturday.
Yes, International Auto Jumble.
Yes, which is going to be very fun. It's going to be a long journey.
Yeah, we're going to spend a lot of time together this weekend in a very small space.
You lucky people. You lucky people get to spend a lot of time with me in a car.
But I think it's nice with that because we actually got invited.
Yes,
rather
we did.
than
So I got a message from Bewley.
The Motor
Instagram.
Museum.
Yeah, the Motor Museum. Basically saying, oh, Molly, we're doing this event. We would absolutely love you to come along. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's very cool. That's very cool that you're asking me to come. So that's really exciting. So we're going to be there for the whole day on the Saturday. That's the only day we could go. So if you are about tomorrow, come and see us. Say hello. If you see us walking around, do not feel shy. Come and say hello if you are going. That would be lots of fun. Yeah, we're really excited about it. But we've done more things here as well, not just out and about. We've been busy here, and some of our technicians have been super duper busy in the workshops doing something with dry ice. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I know what it is, so I can't wait to find out. So let's go and find Chris and see what it's all about. Now this is Chris, our paint technician, who you've just seen in action. So tell me a bit about this dry ice technique, Chris, that you've been doing on this car.
The dry ice is just basically to clean the underneath of the car. It's a lot safer than sandblasting because sandblasting is more aggressive. The dry ice will just hammer the underneath of the car and whatever we want to get off of it. Like on the underneath of the Dino, there was dirt, underseal, oil, everything like that. Right. So it just absolutely hammers it, freezes it, and then it just drops off. So all the loose stuff comes off, and it doesn't get absolutely everything off. There are some stubborn bits on it, but yeah, so it cleans it, and it'd be back to a decent surface for us to go in and underseal it, which will protect all the metal and all the parts that were cleaned off by it.
Amazing. So is this a new technique that you've started doing? Or
yeah, it's the first time we've used it on the Dino, and it's come up quite well. Got everything off that we wanted it to get off. It doesn't take rust off. It's not that aggressive, but it's a new-ish technology as well. They use it a lot in car detailing and stuff like that. So we had the engine done as well, and it came up really nice. But yeah, so it's literally the first time we've used it, and I think probably we'll give it another go on something else.
Because I was in the welding bay when it was being when the dry ice was being used, and there was no like residue or debris from it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, I haven't really seen sandblast. I'm guessing with sandblasting there's just loads of sand everywhere, right?
Yeah. Whatever media you use with sandblasting, it goes everywhere. So you do it outside, or you do it in a proper sealed unit base oven, or a lot of people use old shipping containers
Right.
and convert them to sandblasting bays. But you use a lot of sand, a lot of media, whatever you're using to blast the car or parts and stuff like that. But the dry ice, it just evaporates.
Yeah, there's no cleanup, right?
It's just the cleanup of what comes off
Yes,
the actual car.
yeah.
The dry ice just evaporates like water, and it just drips off the car. You clean it, and then it's done basically.
What media do you prefer to use, the sandblasting or the dry ice?
It depends really. It depends what job needs to be done. If there's rust, it's obviously got to be more aggressive, so it's got to be sandblasting or media blasting. If we're just cleaning it just to get the underside of the car nice and clean, it isn't rusty, dry ice will probably be the best way to go, because it doesn't affect the underneath of the car or the metal, because with sandblasting the panels get hot, and they start warping, and you can actually damage them if you do it wrong. But with dry ice, you can damage anything with anything, but it's very low risk basically.
So once this car, the Ferrari Dino,
Yep.
is finished, is it going to be yellow like it was when it came in, or is it going to be a different colour, or are you just working on the underside or the...
Yeah, so we're doing a bare metal repaint, so it's going back to the original yellow. It was the original yellow, but it's had probably about 4 or 5 paint jobs in between the first one and now. So we've taken everything off the car, excess paint, material, filler and everything, because there was bubbles of rust coming up through the paint from the original leading.
Right.
So we've got to remove that as well and replace that. Like I say, back to the same colour, yellow. Obviously we've done the running gear as well. We've got that all painted up black, looking brand new, which Steve is now putting back on. The underside is all undersealed, and then it come back into me to start the body work basically.
Fabulous. Well, I'm sure on another one of our Friday catch-ups, we'll be able to see the Dino when it's all finished.
Yeah, so hopefully within a week or so it should be in epoxy and ready to start the panel levelling and getting ready to get some primer and colour on it.
Wowee. Well, thank you so much, Chris, and we can't wait to have a little bit of an update very soon then.
No, that's all right.
It is now the live draw for our 1973 MGB Roadster. Good luck, everyone. Number 3192. 3192, we have a winner straight away, Graham Brown. Graham Brown, congratulations. You have just won yourself an absolutely gorgeous MGB Roadster. So this is a live draw for our Maserati watch that sold out in like an hour, which is really cool. So good luck, everyone, if you have tickets for that. Number 532. 532, we have a winner, David Wakefield. David Wakefield, congratulations, you have just won yourself an absolutely gorgeous Maserati watch. Now, next on the agenda is something that I'm a little bit sad about, actually. So, the Top Gear Grand Tour coming to a close this year.
Completely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Completely finishing.
I feel like it's been a part of lots of people's lives and Christmases for a really long time. Like, I can remember watching them with my dad like forever ago. I don't remember a time where I've not watched them at Christmas time. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think as well, because Top Gear has ended, at least for now, and now the Grand Tour coming to an end as well. So, you know, the Clarkson, May and Hammond era is ending.
Because they were called different things, weren't they, when they kind of moved over to Prime?
See, I never really got into the Grand Tour. I saw some of them, but it wasn't kind of something that I felt I needed to watch, you know, religiously, whereas Top Gear was. But I think it is quite sad that the three are going their separate ways. But probably this is the right time for it as well. I think it's good to look back with fond memories than for something to go on and on for too long. And then you sort of think that's had its day now. So it is sad. but I think for so many people, it will stay a memory for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Do you have any kind of memories or feeling about it? Because you actually worked on Top Gear for a while, didn't you?
Briefly.
Yeah.
I had an incredible job on Top Gear, which was, it was basically set in a triangle, very similar to this table, I suppose, and the cameras were there, and there was a little tiny gap there, and a little tiny gap there, and there was an audience all around. My job was to stop the audience walking from there to there. That was
Really
my role at
important
Top
job,
Gear.
though.
That is
Yeah.
important, otherwise it would have been utter chaos
Would
if
have
you
ruined
weren't
the
there.
show. It would have totally ruined the show.
So Top Gear would be nothing without you.
It wouldn't. No, it
Did
wouldn't.
people actually listen to you though?
Yeah, I let one go across, and I remember them here. I listened in the headphones. I was like, "Someone's walked across." So yeah, I didn't do my job very well that day.
Oh no.
But no, it was a really good experience. It was great
Yeah.
to sort of see everything and sort of get to drive the reasonably priced car. I didn't do anything special. I got out of a car parking space, I think, something like that. But you know, just to be involved in it. And
Yeah.
certainly, I grew up around cars, so it's kind of a very cool place to work for. I was probably 16, 17 at the time, so
Wow.
it was incredible. But yeah, it's sad to see it go. But I think, like I say, I think it's right.
Yeah. Well, it's a really sad time, but also it opens up new avenues for maybe different people
Absolutely.
like us.
Yeah.
No, that's me being cheeky. But no, we're excited as well because, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to Bewley tomorrow, and there is actually a Top Gear exhibition there.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice to kind of see some of the cars that you've seen over the years in their specials.
What'll be
and
weird
things
though is
like
when I
that.
was 16, it was the time when they had the Hilux. You know, that they'd literally tried to destroy the Hilux.
Yeah.
And I remember not being able to touch it. You had to wear gloves to touch it because of the chemicals that were involved.
Yeah.
And all these
And they've
years
got that
later,
there.
you're going to see it.
Yeah.
I'm not going, but you're going to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting and we can't wait. But thank you so much for joining us for our Friday chat today. And we've got lots more things happening next week. So next time you'll hear about us time at Bewley and bits and bobs that are happening in the workshops. But thank you so much for watching from me and the team here. Have a wonderful weekend.